Hey guys, welcome to today's video, which is how I cope on my worst days living with systemic lupus. So someone actually commented on another video I did, maybe it was my lupus 6 years after diagnosis video, I can't remember, but thank you to whoever you were that asked for this video. But it's been asked for a couple of times. I've sort of ummed and ahed about like really how to do the video, and also like ironically having to be well enough to make the video. But yeah, someone asked me basically to write about how, or to talk about how I cope on my very worst days living with lupus. And I've recently just been going through some of my worst days with lupus, so sort of a good time, I guess, in that sense, that it's very fresh in my memory how to handle it and how I go about like handling it. And yeah, I just hope this can be helpful or informative to someone. Please do like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will link at the end of this video my last lupus video for you guys for more information about how I live with lupus. Obviously, if you're someone that's watching and you live with lupus, you're going to know that it's a fact that anyone that has lupus will have lupus in a sort of different way than anyone else has lupus. There will be things that like we both have, but there will also be things that I have that you don't suffer with, or you suffer with that I don't. It can vary a lot basically, so like this might not all be applicable to everyone, but maybe something is on this list that you haven't tried before and you're like, yep, okay, I'm going to try that, and it might work, and then that's great. Also, lupus is a lot like a lot of other chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases, and so these could be very applicable to other things, because I also do have fibromyalgia and occipital neuralgia and chronic migraines. Go me. So yeah, these things could also help you if you have other chronic illnesses. So on my worst days, I think the number one thing is preparation is key. So now that I sort of have like a little toolkit of things I know help me on those days, if I go to bed and I'm like, I really think I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be horrific, then I will ask my husband to help me get everything I need around me so that it's there already. And that has been a huge help and changed the game really when it comes to my like really my worst flares. And I have to say, obviously, like how I cope on my worst days does include medications, but I won't talk about that in this because that'll be different for everyone, and I'm not a doctor, and you should talk to your doctor about medications. This is just other things you can try to get some relief, some comfort, some rest, and just try and get through it, because honestly, I have flares where I'm just trying to get through the week, I have flares where I'm trying to get through the day, and I have flares where I'm literally trying to get through the hour or the minute, like just every minute being like, if I just get through this minute, and then the next minute I'm like, and if I just get through this minute, like it does get that bad. Straight away, in terms of putting stuff where you need it, a sick bucket. Like if you get nausea and sickness like I do, yeah, that's a really big important thing. You do not want to have to be running when you're in agony and you're in a flare to the toilet and back, like if you don't need to. And like also just sometimes you won't make it, so it's good to have a sick bucket by the bed. Darkness is another thing. So I, on my worst days, have all of the curtains and blinds shut in my house, and when that gets difficult is in summer. So like I've just been through obviously summer here in the UK, and it was also a very well, our hottest summer ever. And because lupus is affected by the sun and UV rays and heat, I basically lived in the dark for 3 months straight, and that gets hard because then it does affect your mental health. So you have to kind of judge that. But yeah, on my worst days I definitely need darkness. That's for my migraines, for my lupus, for everything. I close all the curtains and blinds, and it also creates like a relaxing environment. It sort of makes your body think either it's sort of like bedtime or chill time, and yeah, darkness is important for me. Sun cream is the other thing. Like all throughout the year, every day I wear sun cream on my face and elsewhere if I'm going out of the house. I to be quite honest, most of the time I only put it on my face if I'm in the house all day, unless it's through summer I will also put it on my hands, or if I'm wearing like a vest I'll put it on my chest, etc, etc. But the rest of the time, like if I leave the house, I will put it wherever I'm exposed, and that is really important. But let's be real, on my worst days, unless I've got a really important hospital appointment that I have to go to because I'm getting treatment, I will not be leaving the house. Cold and heat. So I have a lot of cold packs that are just permanently, there's a shelf in our fridge that's just for cold packs, and they're like those ones that they're the same as the ones that are for pets. In summer they were everywhere, where they're like, oh, put this cool mat out for your pets to lay on so it can cool them down. It's the same thing. They're like blue, they're squidgy. I can fold them really small for if I need it on my face. I can sort of fold it to this size for the back of my head for my neuralgia. You can put it wherever, obviously, and cool yourself down, and also just helps with pain. And heat is the other thing. So I have a lot of, like I have a hot water bottle, old school, normal hot water bottle, but I also have like those, Ben bought me like 2 Disney teddies that are like Winnie the Pooh and Dumbo that go in the microwave and heat up. And they are great for any kind of pain. I often use them for period pain and for back pain, probably the most with those 2 things. Yeah, any kind of stomach or back pain. And then I also have, which has changed my life, this like head wrap that's microwavable and heated. And yeah, you put it all the way around your head here and it velcros here. And that is amazing for migraines, headaches and my neuralgia pain. But because you can wrap it, you can also like put it around your knee, put it around your arm, your elbow, put it on your hands, whatever, because you can wrap it up. So that's really good for joint pain too. Like basically the main important things for me are rest, stillness and comfort. So what comforts you? What comforts me is like mindless TV. Something that takes like no brain power to watch. So like a lot of reality TV, or like films I've seen before, the Harry Potter films. They're very cozy vibes and like lovely classical music, and I've seen them a million times. So if they're on, like, then it's not taking any brain power for me to watch it. And I don't know why, but the most comforting thing in the entire world to me is a soft blanket. A soft blanket makes my life. Like basically every day I will have some time where I am under a soft blanket, even in summer. So I always make sure I have blankets ready to go when I'm at my worst, so that I can just snuggle all the way up in them, and the softness is comforting to me. And obviously, yeah, like what you find comfort in will be completely different. Also like your comfort foods, but if your comfort foods can make any of your symptoms worse, obviously that becomes like awkward, because for me, like I said, I get very sick, where I'm actually physically sick and like nauseous. So I will often, like, I love Tucked crackers, right? I lived off them in uni. Like they are a comfort food for me, and they are also a safe sickness food. Same with Greek cherry yogurt. I don't know why, it was the one thing that so at Christmas time, when we just moved into this house and moving day was horrendous, I was very, very ill, and I couldn't stop being sick, and I literally couldn't even hold down water. And then I couldn't figure out why, but coming out of the sickness, normally dry foods are what get me out. So like plain toast or Tucked crackers. I could not even hold that down. And then I said to him, maybe I need to try something wet. And I tried that yogurt, and it was like, oh my God, I literally only had like 1 spoonful, and then hours later had to have another spoonful. But that was my introduction back into food after days of not eating. So like, yeah, those 2 things are still comfort foods because I still like them, and I enjoy them and I look forward to eating them, but they are also safe if I'm having these symptoms. They won't make my symptoms worse. Lots of water, and drinking like small amounts basically constantly is what I do. I have like 2-litre bottles, reusable ones, that I will top up in the morning, or get my husband to top up in the morning for me, and just sip throughout the day until it's empty, and then refill it. And obviously in summer I also put ice in that, and you could put whatever in it if that was good for you, but really plain water is incredible. And you know, everyone knows that. I don't need to sit here and tell you water's good for your body, you know that. Yeah, I find it's like staying hydrated is massively important when I'm in a flare. Clothing really matters when I'm my most unwell. It has to be soft, it has to be light. Like, some of my favourite soft jumpers are too heavy and they will literally cause me pain all around my shoulders and my neck and my back, and even on my chest, and I literally can't wear them. And if I wear like heavy stuff on my legs, I literally will feel like I can't walk. So stuff that's lightweight but super soft and also accessible. So like no buttons, no zips, nothing fiddly, stuff I can literally just pull on, or my husband can help me pull on, is key. And so I actually do have like a whole section of my wardrobe that's basically sickness clothes, which is sad that I have to do that, but also it has made my life a lot easier, that like I know, okay, it's an awful day, I can wear that because it's super lightweight. And you know what my favourite thing is, genuinely? Chelsea Piers pajamas. I've done a Chelsea Piers haul before on my channel, you can find that, of their like loungewear and pajamas. But their round neck, long sleeve and trouser pajama loungewear sets, oh my god, they're so lightweight, but they are super soft, and you can just pull them on. And those are my go-to on my worst days, because also I put them on and I feel comforted by how soft they are, but I also still feel cute because like they're nice, and they feel nice to wear. And that's important, because when you're ill for months on end, I don't know about you, but it really does affect my self-esteem as well. I just start to feel like a grotty little bridge troll. And because it's awful, because you can't go anywhere, you're in the dark alone being sick, like it's just horrendous. You can barely wash yourself or feed yourself. It's awful. So you do feel like that. So I think even just that can like boost your spirits, which matters too. Like, you're a whole person and your mental health matters too. Gaming. As soon as I feel like my hands are okay enough to game, because a lot of the time they're not, like even today they're really quite swollen, and they get stiff as well, and incredibly painful. And today is a bad hand pain day, which is annoying because I am getting my nails done finally. I haven't had nails on since I came back from my honeymoon because I've just, I've been too unwell, but I miss it and I'm ready to feel cute again and get cute nails. But anyway, my hands are hurting today. But as soon as I feel like that, I want to game, because it feels like I'm doing something without having to move. Whereas, I don't know, watching TV or reading is in the category of gaming, but watching TV doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. Do you know what I mean? I can't explain it, and I'm a person that needs to feel like I'm doing something after a certain amount of time in bed. And so reading or gaming, as soon as my hands are better, that's my go-to, because again, it just feels like you'll be doing something active when you're not, and it boosts my morale. And last but not least is fresh air. Fresh air really matters, and even if you can just crack a window, that's better than nothing. But if you can take 2 seconds literally to just step out of your front or back door, take a couple of deep breaths in the fresh air and then run back to bed, it's better than nothing. I don't know, it is obviously, everyone, again, I'm not going to lecture you that fresh air is like good for us, we all know that, but as a chronically ill person, like a lot of the time you cannot leave your house, and so even just being able to, like I said, have it coming in through a window, it will just be good for you. It's good for your mind, and good for the space, and just good for you. So if you can, just try and get any kind of fresh air, even for a few breaths. That's better than nothing, in my opinion. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If there's anything that I didn't include, but that you guys use when you're on your worst days, like what helps you through, leave it in the comments, because obviously if people are looking, it'll just be super helpful for all of us to start a conversation, because a lot of these are things that people have recommended to me or told me works for them, and I've tried them and they work for me. And that's just like how you find your little, what I call my little toolkit for when I'm on my worst days. Yeah, it's just basically all about getting through it, isn't it? It's really, really hard, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. living with a chronic illness is more difficult than I think you can put into words. And anything that helps you get through is really important. So if we can help each other, that's amazing, because honestly, I would be lost without the people I found online when I got unwell. Like, before I found the online communities of disabled people and chronically ill people, I was lost. So yeah, I hope if you found this and you're new, you subscribe to my channel and find a lot of helpful stuff. I'm always obviously talking about my lupus because I live with it all day, every day. But I would also love to have you here. I really want to hit 5,000 subscribers, and I'm trying my best to upload regularly, even though my health is still pretty bad. But YouTube is just something I really enjoy doing, and I really, really love you guys. Like, you uplift me, you support me. I love chatting with you guys. A lot of you, like, we have the same tastes and interests, and it's amazing, and it's like a lovely little community of friends that I would be lost without. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.